So aku tu macam semua orang mengani kita. Maksud kita sejak tu kita trauma nak tengok orang tu yang masuk belum. Macam kita takut walaupun cikgu dah macam ni tapi takut sebenarnya cikgu salah.
Mengumumkan ketibaan yang berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Rajakumar, Pengerusi Climate Governance Malaysia, diiringi tetamu-tetamu jemputan.
Ikrar rukun negara bahawasanya negara kita Malaysia mendukung cita-cita hendak mencapai perpaduan yang lebih erat dalam kalangan seluruh masyarakatnya, memelihara satu cara hidup demokratik, mencipta satu masyarakat adil di mana kemakmuran negara akan dapat dinikmati bersama secara adil dan saksama, menjamin satu cara liberal terhadap tradisi-tradisi kebudayaannya yang kaya dan pelbagai corak, membina satu masyarakat progresif yang akan menggunakan sains dan teknologi moden. Ikrar. Maka kami, rakyat Malaysia, berikrar akan menumpukan seluruh tenaga dan usaha kami untuk mencapai cita-cita tersebut berdasarkan atas prinsip-prinsip yang berikut: kepercayaan kepada Tuhan, kesetiaan kepada raja dan negara, keluhuran perlembagaan, kedaulatan undang-undang, kesopanan dan kesusilaan. Terima kasih.
Tetamu kehormat dan hadirin dipersilakan duduk. Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Saudari Aisyah Sofia Azhara binti Nur Azhan dari Kolej Tunku Kurshiah yang telah mengetuai lafaz ikrar itu tadi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera dan salam Malaysia Madani. Yang berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Rajakumar, Pengerusi Climate Governance Malaysia. Yang berusaha Puan Hajah Fatihah binti Muhammad Pozi, Pengetua Kolej Tunku Kurshiah. Yang berusaha Encik Hasif bin Muhammad Nakai, Naib yang dipertua PIBG Kolej Tunku Kurshiah sesi 2025-2026. Yang berusaha Encik Kamal bin Mat Taib, Penolong Kanan Kurikulum Kolej Tunku Kurshiah, guru-guru dan anggota kumpulan pelaksana Kolej Tunku Kurshiah, Board of Dayas, guru-guru pengiring dan peserta International Youth Climate Action Convention, datuk-datuk, datin-datin, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, para tetamu yang dikasihi sekalian. Selamat datang ke Majlis Penutupan International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025. Alhamdulillah, segala puji bagi Allah atas limpah rahmat dan inayahnya dapat kita sama-sama berkumpul dalam majlis penutupan International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, to bless today's ceremony, we respectfully invite Nur Irfan Harith bin Samril from Sekolah Menengah Sains Alam Shah to lead us in the recitation of the doa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Ya Allah, ya Karim, ya Wadud. Pada hari yang penuh keberkatan ini, kami berhimpun dalam majlis penutupan Tunku Kurshiah International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 dengan penuh rasa syukur atas nikmat-Mu. Kami memohon ke hadrat-Mu, limpahkanlah rahmat, berkat, taufik dan hidayah-Mu kepada kami semua. Ya Allah, ya fa'lu lima yurid. Jadikanlah segala ilmu, pengalaman dan perkongsian sepanjang konvensyen ini sebagai panduan yang membimbing generasi muda untuk terus berusaha memelihara bumi-Mu yang indah. Semaikanlah dalam diri kami sifat kasih kepada alam sekitar, keberanian membuat perubahan, daya saing yang tinggi dan keazaman untuk memperjuangkan kelestarian serta kesejahteraan sejagat. Ya Allah, ya Ghaniyu, ya Hamid, berkatilah segala usaha pihak penganjur, fasilitator, guru-guru dan para peserta. Terimalah pengorbanan dan jerih payah mereka sebagai amal soleh yang diberi ganjaran di sisi-Mu. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang Maha Penyayang, jadikanlah negara kami Malaysia sebuah negara yang sejahtera, harmoni, berakhlak dan makmur di bawah gagasan Malaysia Madani. Kurniakanlah kekuatan kepada pemimpin-pemimpin kami untuk memimpin dengan adil, bijaksana dan penuh integriti demi agama, bangsa dan negara. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Nur Irfan Harith, for the doa.
Hadirin yang dihormati, untuk makluman semua, International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 telah bermula dari 29 September 2025 hingga 2 Oktober 2025. Tunku Kurshiah Model United Nations TKMUN ialah sebuah simulasi pertubuhan bangsa-bangsa bersatu PBB yang dianjurkan bersempena dengan Konvensyen Antarabangsa Tindakan Belia terhadap Iklim TKCLIMATE 2025. MUN ini bertujuan untuk memperkasakan golongan belia agar terlibat dalam dialog kritis, diplomasi serta proses membuat keputusan mengenai isu iklim dan global yang selaras dengan matlamat pembangunan lestari PBB UN SDG. Para peserta akan memainkan peranan sebagai perwakilan PBB dan berbahas tentang cabaran global yang mendesak, khususnya yang berkaitan dengan iklim dan kelestariannya untuk kelangsungan masa hadapan. Untuk itu, marilah sama-sama kita saksikan tayangan multimedia sempena International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025.
Hello everyone, my name is Arisana Abdul Aziz. I am a 17 years old student who is currently doing her A-levels in Impact Education College.
How do you feel about this program, this TKCLIMATE event?
I'm very honored to be one of the participants of this Impact of this TKC climate change competition, and I do believe that this competition has given an expanded view of how diplomatical conference is released from my point of view.
My name is Azra Arisa binti Umar. You can call me Azra. I'm co-chair for UNESCO.
What inspired you to take on the role of co-chair for this event?
I think indeed the first thing is that the teachers asked me for my help, and I thought that what better way for me to give back to a school that gave so much to me if not by becoming a co-chair and helping around me. And secondly, for me, I feel like becoming a co-chair as someone who's very interested in NUS could actually be a very useful experience in terms of understanding a bit more the mechanisms and the rules and procedure behind NUS. So that's my main motivation.
You wanna know how to make me smile, take control on me just for the night. But if I share my secret, you're gonna have to keep it. Nobody else can see this.
Why do you think the country has together and discuss the issue that's been going on?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Kurshiah bin Baharin. I'm from Sekolah Menengah St. Joe and also a delegate of Kenya in the UNICEF committee. I believe that all countries must gather and discuss the problems regarding climate change towards every single terms, particularly in educational terms, economic terms, and healthcare. Because I believe that climate change has been a pressing issue in this day and age. Every single country is experiencing the same problems, flash floods, prolonged droughts. I believe that every single country have the rights to defend their own country regarding the issue of climate change.
Demikian tadi tayangan multimedia bersempena International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 yang telah dihasilkan oleh Jawatankuasa Multimedia Kolej Tunku Kurshiah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony would like to invite the High Committee of TKCLIMATE to deliver their speech. With great respect, please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi saya ucapkan kepada yang berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Raja Kumar, Pengerusi Climate Governance Malaysia, yang berusaha Puan Hajah Fatihah binti Muhammad Pozi, Bonda Pengetua Kolej Tunku Kurshiah, yang berusaha Encik Hasif bin Muhammad Nakai, Naib yang di-Pertua PIBG Kolej Tunku Kurshiah, barisan pentadbiran, guru-guru, Board of Dice, para peserta Tunku Kurshiah International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 dan para hadirin sekalian. Sebelum saya meneruskan pembentangan, izinkan saya untuk menggunakan dua bahasa. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anis Suraya and it is my greatest honor to stand before you today as the Secretary General of the Tunku Kurshiah International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025. Over the past few days, we have witnessed rigorous debates, passionate negotiations, and remarkable cooperation from all of you, our delegates. Across 3 full days, you have journeyed through 8 council sessions, hours of discussion, compromise, and innovation that brought us to where we are today. Today, it is my privilege to present the outcomes of these efforts alongside my Undersecretary Generals, the draft resolutions that have emerged from our 8 councils. Starting off with the United Nations General Assembly. The UNGA has drafted a resolution highlighting the usage of AI to support climate education and youth action. AI has the power to transform lives, but right now, access to it is uneven. Draft Resolution 1.0 from Egypt, Russia, and Kenya challenges us to make AI knowledge and capacity more equitable. It also confronts a hidden cost: the massive energy and water AI consumes. The solution is to shift from non-renewable energy to clean and renewable energy to power the future. Now, Draft Resolution 2.0, introduced by Canada, France, and the UK, adds another layer: sustainability and trust. It calls for a UN-backed body to oversee AI education, ensuring it remains ethical, effective, and aligned with global goals. Together, these resolutions push us towards a future where AI is not just powerful, but also accessible, sustainable, and trustworthy.
Environmental injustice, they don't affect people equally, but they hit the most vulnerable ones the most. So today, the UN Human Rights Council is stepping up with Resolutions 1.0 focused on marginalized and indigenous communities. First, we'll strengthen global funding, like for example, the UNFCCC's Loss and Damage Fund, to ensure these resources actually reach the ones who are in need. Next, we'll build new support systems using technology and international collaborations to secure safe environments, clean air, clean water, and basic human rights. Next, we're expanding accessibility with online and physical platforms so no voice will be unheard. Next, we'll hold regular meetings to keep the world informed about local environmental realities. And most importantly, we'll give direct guidance and funding to these communities for support. So environmental justice is basic human rights. Let's all make sure to work together and listen to those who are unheard.
Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is not only an environmental issue, but also a children's right crisis. Millions of children are already losing their homes, their education, and even their futures because of it. So this draft resolution 1.0 by UNICEF is our step forward to challenge that. So allow me to highlight key point 4, targeted climate finance for children. So it ensures that a fair share of the $100 billion pledge goes directly to children's need and is distributed transparently to countries' most areas. And equally important, mental health support. Climate change also does not only affect physically but also mentally towards children. So we are calling a stronger psychological and social support after disasters, as well as studies to better understand the impacts on children's well-being. We also work to build resilience by improving risk data through GRIP and expanding technology transfer to support disaster prevention and response. So to sum it up, this resolution is about fairness and responsibility of everyone. Together, we can turn promises into action and ensure that climate justice also means justice for children. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, and all members of the floor, we will now move on to the draft resolutions from the UNESCO Council. This resolution lays out a forward-looking path to safeguard our shared heritage. It strengthens financial assistance through program-based grants and institutional support for SIDS and LCDs, while ensuring that UNESCO's resources are allocated more effectively. It advances ecotourism by encouraging sustainable practices, eco-certification, and eco-friendly infrastructure. It embraces innovation, calling on the private sector to adopt a heritage-protecting technology, supporting on ethics of AI framework, and establishing a global heritage innovation hub, while promoting green technology in site management. And most importantly, it recognizes the wisdom of indigenous practices, urging their integration into education system and heritage site management through close partnership with UNESCO. This resolution is not just about protecting the past, it is about shaping a sustainable, inclusive future for all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. When we talk about the plastic crisis, it can feel overwhelming. But Draft Resolution 1.0 discussed under Topic 1 in the United Nations Environment Programme gives us a clear path forward. So first, through a global plastic transition partnership. That means real technical support to help countries move away from single-use plastics. Second, we make a distinction. Not all green plastics are equal. Compostable plastics should be the priority, not biodegradable ones that just turn into microplastics. Third, this isn't just about materials. It's about policy. Governments are urged to adopt policies and measures that cut plastic production and consumption, and to back that up with awareness campaigns so people know what's at stake. Fourth, we recognize the global gap. Least developed countries need stronger recycling systems, and this resolution calls for support to build them. Fifth, we set a standard. Extended producer responsibility. Companies shouldn't walk away once a product is sold. They should stay accountable for the waste too. And finally, we push for the future. More research and innovation, bringing real alternatives to plastics into the mainstream. It won't solve everything overnight, but it's a step, a meaningful one. And if we commit to it, the convenience of today won't cost us our tomorrow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single day, air pollution silently kills over 7 million people. It fills our lungs, shortens our lives, and deepens inequality. So today, here, the World Health Organization, along with Canada, Haiti, and China, is taking action with a bold-faced implementation plan to clean the air we all share. So here's how they do it. First, make WHO air quality guidelines as legally binding while allowing flexibility for each country's capabilities. Second, fund waste-to-energy plants to cut pollution while powering rural communities. Next, launch the WHO Clean Air Fund to support healthcare, green transport, and air quality monitoring. Introducing a vehicle labeling system, this is based on China's model, to phase out these polluting cars and actually reward cleaner ones. Release an AI-powered WHO Air app with real-time monitoring, health alerts, and education awareness. And lastly, implement a fair carbon tax system, which we charge higher for developed countries and lower for these developing ones. So health shouldn't be a privilege for anyone, so let's all work together for a healthier future. Thank you.
The ASEAN Council has reached consensus on 2 significant resolutions, a clear signal of our region's commitment to sustainability and resilience. The first resolution targets waste and carbon emissions. It calls for stronger regional cooperation, more innovation, and real accountability. It creates the collective ASEAN Waste Management Association, expands the ASEAN Center for Sustainable Development Studies and Dialogue, extends the Marine Debris Action Plan, and advances tools like carbon pricing, carbon trading, and mandatory extended producer responsibility. The second resolution addresses climate natural disasters. It reinforces the AHA Center with new outreach and digital monitoring, connects national early warning systems, introduces an equity-based contribution framework, and builds the ASEAN Village Volunteer Network to strengthen community preparedness. So, together, these resolutions show ASEAN's determination to face environmental challenges head-on while protecting our people, our economies, and our ecosystem.
And lastly, the International Press Corps. While not producing any resolutions, the International Press Corps played a crucial role in documenting, analyzing, and communicating the work of all councils with clarity and integrity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, each of these draft resolutions are more than just words on paper. They are a testament to your critical thinking, your collaboration, and above all, your commitment to the future of our planet. Before I conclude, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the teachers, advisors, and sponsors whose guidance and dedication made this convention possible. And to our delegates who have shown us that the youth are not just leaders of tomorrow, but change makers of today. And now, as Secretary General, it is with great pride and a little bit of sadness that I say the Tunku Kurshiah International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 has officially come to an end. Thank you and congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, the High Committee, for the inspiring speech.
Seterusnya, majlis mempersilakan Yang Berusaha Puan Hajah Fatihah binti Muhammad Fauzi, Pengetua Kolej Tunku Kurshiah, untuk menyampaikan ucapan. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Yang berbahagia Datin Sri Sunita Rajakumar, Pengerusi Climate Governance Malaysia, yang berusaha Encik Hasif bin Muhammad Nakai, Naib Yang di-Pertua PIBG College Tunku sesi 2025-2026, yang berusaha Encik Kamal bin Muhammad Taib, Penolong Kanan Co-Curriculum College Tunku Kurshiah, guru-guru dan anggota kumpulan pelaksana College Tunku Kurshiah, Board of Dais, guru-guru pengiring dan peserta International Youth Climate Action Convention, Datuk-datuk dan datin-datin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah, kita telah sampai ke penghujung convention yang cukup bermakna, iaitu International Youth Climate Action Convention TKCLIMATE 2025, yang selama beberapa hari ini telah menghimpunkan idea, harapan dan semangat luar biasa daripada generasi muda. I'm actually overwhelmed. Listening to the resolutions just now, it makes me somewhat very impressed, and that students are able to come up with such resolutions. Okay, with no ulterior motive, maybe this is the way to go. Cakap English pula. Okay, get on with my speech. Jadi, saya berasa sangat terinspirasi, okay, so that's the word. Dan optimis apabila melihat bagaimana peserta-peserta kita telah menunjukkan bukan sahaja keprihatinan terhadap isu perubahan iklim, malah keberanian untuk tampil dengan solusi kreatif dan berimpak tinggi. Jadi perbincangan yang telah berlangsung dari mula hingga akhir convention ini telah menunjukkan bahawa generasi muda hari ini tidak lagi sekadar menjadi pemerhati, tetapi telah bersedia untuk menjadi penggerak utama dalam menyelesaikan cabaran iklim global. Okay, so if the adults cannot do it, it has to be the young generations. Okay, it's been going on forever. Maybe the youth has to take over. So saya ingin mengucapkan tahniah dan syabas kepada semua peserta yang telah menunjukkan komitmen, disiplin dan semangat kerja pasukan sepanjang convention ini berlangsung. Saya pasti anda telah melakukan yang terbaik untuk mewakili negara-negara anggota dan membuktikan bahawa semangat diplomasi dan nilai empati merupakan elemen penting untuk memacu gerak perubahan dan kesedaran. Penyertaan anda dalam konvensyen ini adalah satu pencapaian yang amat membanggakan. Ilmu, pengalaman dan jaringan yang anda perolehi pada konvensyen ini adalah jauh lebih bernilai dari sekadar kemenangan. Lebih dari itu, konvensyen ini melatih kita untuk melihat sesuatu isu dari pelbagai pendapat dan perspektif yang berbeza dengan kayu ukur kepelbagaian budaya, demografi dan negara sebagai faktor penentu. Saya juga ingin merakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan kepada semua pihak yang terlibat, pihak Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Wakil Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu, Kerajaan Negeri Sembilan, para penaja dan rakan strategik, barisan guru, fasilitator, alumni dan yang paling utama, Jawatan Kuasa Kerja TKCLIMATE 2025 College Tunku Kurshiah. Yang ini kena special mention lah. Yang telah berusaha keras siang dan malam untuk memastikan kelancaran konvensyen ini. Sesungguhnya meskipun majlis ini mungkin melabuhkan tirainya pada hari ini, tetapi tanggungjawab kita sebagai pencinta bumi tidak akan pernah berakhir. Jadikan segala ilmu dan pengalaman yang dikutip dalam TKCLIMATE ini sebagai pemangkin untuk anda terus menyumbang kepada dunia dalam kapasiti anda sendiri walaupun di mana jua anda berada. Okay, tak ada benda yang sangat kecil. All the little things help, okay, in the bigger picture. So saya berharap agar jaringan yang dibina di sini akan terus berterusan dan semangat kolaboratif akan terus mekar merentas negara dan sepadan. Akhir kata, tahniah sekali lagi kepada semua. Semoga kita berjumpa lagi di masa hadapan dalam inisiatif yang lebih besar dan lebih makna. Sekian, wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada yang berusaha Puan Hajah Fatihah binti Muhammad Fauzi atas ucapan itu tadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, now before we invite our guest of honor to deliver her address, allow me to briefly introduce her distinguished background. Yang berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Raja Kumar is a professional independent director and a leading advocate of governance, risk management and sustainability. She is the founder of Climate Governance Malaysia, the national chapter of the World Economic Forum's Climate Governance Initiative. She also actively promotes gender diversity on boards through the 30% Club, serves on the Global Advisory Board of Nottingham University Business School, and contributes to the UN Global Compact Malaysia Sustainability Centre of Excellence. She is also chair of Caring Pharmacy and independent director of several leading companies, as well as trustee of 5 charitable foundations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to invite Yang Berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Raja Kumar, Chair of Climate Governance Malaysia, to deliver the closing plenary address and officiate the closing ceremony. Please welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Do I have my slides? Are my slides available? Yeah, thank you. This is me. So over 6 years ago, I started Climate Governance Malaysia, and 6 years later, we have over 7,000 subscribers to the newsletter with a 50% open rate. We started off with advocacy work, but I think very quickly we realized that a lot of people understand the climate crisis, and we need to help with recommending policy, because government really needs to step up. There are many stakeholders that are involved in this important discussion, but government needs to set national ambition. If we can go to the next slide, please. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes on the basics, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So the planet that we live on is such a sophisticated ecological system and biosphere that it was able to self-correct. But over the last 150 years, the Industrial Revolution has overseen a massive creation of wealth and also increase in our living standards. We're able to live so well, and really it is on the back of burning fossil fuels. But next slide, please. When we burn so much fossil fuels, one step back. Thank you. If you just click on it. Okay, just click on the slide. There's okay, sorry. What I wanted to show is that there's a greenhouse gas effect, that greenhouse gas emissions are trapped in the atmosphere, and then that increases the warming on the Earth. And what we're seeing is an unprecedented rate of warming. There are about 6 different scientific indicators that are measuring warming post-industrial revolution, and many of them indicate that we're already gone past 1.5 degrees of warming, which is going to lead to multiple tipping points. Next slide, please. As a matter of fact, every subsequent year has been the hottest year on record, so we are really, really badly off track. As a matter of fact, it is so bad that even if we were to halt all emissions tomorrow, the warming would still continue. So, for example, oceans are warming at an unprecedented rate, and as all of us know, once a bathtub of water heats up, it's very difficult to cool it down. It takes a long time before water cools down, and our oceans are already heating up as well. Next slide, please. Something to keep in mind, which not many people are aware of. So when you have warming, you also have a compounding effect to warming. So we might measure that the planet is warming at 1.5 degrees, but what you're also going to see is that in many parts of the world, the temperature this year is maybe 5 degrees hotter than last year, because there's a compounding effect. There's a lot of other factors that come into play, and then you have heat waves, which lead to heat strokes, which lead to irreversible brain damage. So there are a lot of consequences that we don't fully understand. And one of the consequences that we need to be aware of in this part of the world is what we call wet bulb temperature. That when you have higher temperatures, but at higher humidities, at a lower temperature, you're more likely to get a heat wave and a heat stroke. So this chart is also important. And as you can see, at the top is the temperature in Celsius, and on the left-hand side is the humidity levels. So at high humidity levels, you need a much lower temperature before you're more exposed to heat stroke. And this is really important for us. And we've seen children playing out of doors for 3 hours can come back with a heat stroke, which leads to permanent brain damage. Next slide, please. So one consequence of warmer air holding more water is that you will get heavier precipitation. These are the thunderstorms, the flash flooding that we are seeing, which also leads to landslides and sinkholes. But with rising sea levels, what we will also see is when you have rising sea levels added on to flood heights, a huge part of Klang Valley is actually going to be underwater. So we are going to have floods increasing in frequency and severity, and this is inevitable. We have a concept of bouncing back. For example, after an earthquake, you might want to bounce back to business as usual. But with the climate crisis, there is no bouncing back. You have to keep bouncing forward to a warmer and a warmer world. This is only going to increase. Next slide, please. And unfortunately, the communities that are going to be disproportionately affected are also those communities that are already marginalized today. So we live in a part of the world where half the world's population lives, sandwiched between India and China, two of the most populous nations in the world, but it's also a region of great inequality, where there will be a lot of people who even today are struggling with the rising cost of food, rising cost of medical expenditure, and the last thing they need is to be told that they've lost their jobs or that there's going to be more flooding happening or heat waves. Next slide, please. What's also happening is the beginnings of impacts on multiple slow-moving ecological systems. So as we were discussing earlier, this is not just a Kutub Utara to Kutub Selatan problem, right? If the Amazon is also being deforested, if there's going to be a slowdown in the Atlantic Meridional Ocean current, this is going to have huge effects on the world's weather and climate. Now, human beings have thrived because we can only survive in a very narrow climatic envelope. We're not very resilient like bacteria or viruses. If it gets too hot or too cold, we really, really struggle. So while we've used fossil fuels to adapt and make our lives more comfortable, but the reality is that there's going to be a whole swath of other impacts, including ocean warming, which I referred to earlier. Next slide. So what I also want to explain is that we have a lot of freedoms in our life. There's a lot of things that we can do, and we're really fortunate. We're living in a country, we're living in a generation where we can do almost anything that we want. But there are some instances where government needs to step in to make decisions and to mandate legislation on our behalf. A seatbelt is one such example. That today we are told you have to wear a seatbelt whether you're in the front seat or back seat. And we might say, why do we need to? I am a safe driver, I'm a slow driver. But the thing is, if something happens to you, whether because of your careless driving or someone else's careless driving, you expect emergency first responders to come to your rescue. You expect someone to come and send you to the hospital. You expect the government hospital to look after you. There's a lot of costs related to extricating you out of a problem if something bad happens. And in exchange for that social safety net, the government says you must wear seatbelts. And similarly, when you see disasters happening all around the world, this is actually supposed to be a series of videos, but for some reason it's not playing. This just happened in the last few weeks. And this is going to be happening more and more often. And we are a small, open trading economy. We rely so much on investments from overseas, from workers from overseas. We rely on trade. We rely on goodwill and diplomatic relations with so many countries. Even more important, we have no food security. Almost everything that you eat comes from somewhere else. And so when other countries, even if we are such a safe, blessed nation, but when other countries are affected, they are going to stop exporting food, and that's going to have an impact on us. And so at some stage, the government is going to say, if you expect us to step up, we need you to do something. And this is when you're going to end up pricing carbon, saying that we have to halt deforestation, and so on and so forth. There's a whole list of policies that at CGM we are advocating for, so that we can have a better future, right? And also, you're growing up amidst all of this, and it's very easy to feel helpless. All of this is happening, and the responsible adults in the room don't seem to be doing enough, or don't seem to care sometimes, even withdrawing from Paris Agreement, for example. And so on the next slide, I do want to show you that there's also a lot of good happening in the world. And I want you to remember that this is also reality, that there are a lot of good, kind people and animals who are trying to help each other. So as you're growing up against a background of extreme weather events and seemingly endless numbers of disasters and fires and floods and landslides, I want you to also remember that there's a lot of good in the world. And so, next slide please, my challenge to you, because I understand of course that TKC is the premier educational institution in the country, far more elite than even Malay College, kan? And so I would like to throw you I would like to throw you all a challenge. I've been so impressed with what's happened this week, what your resolutions were, that could you consider how CGM can set up a youth wing? And maybe this youth wing could be, the secretariat could be at TKC, and you could perhaps start with a series of podcasts bringing in the voice of children and youth to talk about what is needed to be done, right? Do you think you could do that? Okay. Because I want us to remember something, that by virtue of us being in this room, many, many people have sacrificed and have stood up for our rights, right? Your ancestors, people in your family, your great-grandparents, they have put their foot down and they have said, no, she must be educated. No, she must have the right to do whatever she wants to do. And no, she cannot be married off yet, for example, right? So we are so lucky, and in exchange for that, not just for all of these people who have stood up for our rights so that we can have so many freedoms, but for also all those people who are not in the room today, all those people who don't have a voice as we do, and for those generations who are coming after us, that really it is an amanah, isn't it? That is our responsibility to be part of the solution, to be part of the better world. And so I do want to encourage you that there are times when it's going to be difficult, but please remember that every long journey starts with a few small steps, and you more than anybody else will be able to make these steps. So that's my keynote speech. Thank you so much, everyone.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Raja Kumar atas perasmian penutupan itu tadi. Mohon sudi kiranya Yang Berbahagia Datin Seri untuk kekal berada di pentas untuk sesi penyampaian hadiah.
Okey. Salam sejahtera. Salam perpaduan dan salam Malaysia Madani. Saya ingin memanjatkan rasa syukur kepada Tuhan kerana kita dapat bersama-sama hadir pada majlis penutupan International Youth Climate Action Convention 2025 atau lebih dikenali sebagai TKCLIMATE pada pagi yang penuh bermakna ini. Sepanjang beberapa hari konvensyen ini berlangsung, kita telah sama-sama menyaksikan satu perjalanan luar biasa yang bukan saja menemukan puluhan idea minda anak muda dari seluruh Malaysia dan rantau-rantau ASEAN, tetapi juga menyatukan hati, semangat dan tekad untuk membina masa depan yang lebih hijau dan lestari. Konvensyen ini telah menjadi wadah berharga untuk kita melangkaui peranan sebagai pelajar semata-mata. Mereka telah tampil sebagai pemimpin, sebagai pencetus idea dan sebagai penggerak tindakan. Dari sesi pembahasan yang penuh berhujah, bengkel yang syarat kreativiti dan cadangan resolusi dasar, semuanya membuktikan bahawa generasi muda kita bukan sekadar memahami isu perubahan iklim tetapi juga mampu menterjemahkannya ke dalam bentuk tindakan nyata yang mampu meninggalkan impak. Saya amat terharu apabila melihat bagaimana suara belia didengar dan dihargai dalam konvensyen ini. Anda tampil dengan keberanian, tekad untuk menyuarakan keresahan tentang masa depan bumi, namun pada masa yang sama anda juga membawa harapan dengan idea-idea bernas, segar dan penuh inovasi. Hasilnya, kita bukan saja boleh melihat cadangan dalam bentuk komitmen komuniti dan kempen kesedaran, tetapi juga pelahiran jaringan persahabatan dan kerjasama yang merentasi sempadan budaya. Inilah buktinya bahawa perubahan iklim adalah isu sejagat yang memerlukan tindakan bersama. 5 objektif utama TKCLIMATE telah dilaksanakan dengan cemerlang. Pertama, pemupukan tahap kesedaran peserta terhadap isu perubahan iklim semakin mendalam, menjadikan mereka lebih celik tentang cabaran dan kesannya terhadap kehidupan keseharian. Kedua, pendidikan dan advokasi alam sekitar telah digerakkan melalui pendekatan kreatif yang menggunakan teknologi digital dan medium interaktif. Ketiga, kreativiti belia terserlah apabila mereka menggunakan seni, media sosial dan ekspresi visual untuk menyampaikan mesej iklim dengan cara yang menyentuh hati. Keempat, kerjasama antarabangsa telah dibina melalui dialog antara pelajar yang mewakili negara tertentu yang membuka ruang perkongsian ilmu dan strategi bersama. Dan kelima, langkah-langkah tindakan praktikal mula dirancang dalam bentuk projek komuniti yang lestari. Impak konvensyen ini begitu jelas. Apabila literasi iklim dalam kalangan belia meningkat, maka terbentuklah jaringan diplomasi dan kepimpinan pelajar yang bertambah kuat. Wujudnya pelbagai resolusi dan cadangan dasar boleh menjana kreativiti ekologi yang diiktiraf dalam peringkat nasional dan antarabangsa. Semua ini adalah hasil kerja keras, dedikasi dan semangat yang ditunjukkan oleh peserta sepanjang projek ini berlangsung. Anak-anak muda sekalian, ingatlah bahawa anda adalah duta iklim yang akan membawa mesej kelestarian alam ke sekolah, ke universiti dan komuniti. Meladeni hasrat ini, daya kepimpinan sewajarnya bermula pada hari ini, pada saat anda mengambil langkah pertama. Setiap tindakan kecil yang anda lakukan adalah percikan api yang akan membakar semangat perubahan yang jauh lebih besar dalam masa depan. Memahami hasrat ini, saya percaya bahawa pendidikan akan terus menjadi kunci dalam membentuk generasi yang bukan saja bijak dari segi ilmu tapi juga peka, bertanggungjawab dan berjiwa besar terhadap kelestarian bumi. Usaha melalui kurikulum, melalui kelab alam sekitar serta pembelanjaan berasaskan projek akan terus kita perkukuh dan TKC Climate menjadi pelengkap sempurna kepada inisiatif ini. Namun, kejayaan usaha ini tidak akan bermakna tanpa sokongan semua pihak. Guru, ibu bapa, alumni, community, NGO, UNESCO, kerajaan negeri dan semestinya sektor swasta yang telah berganding bahu bersama-sama. Pakatan ini akan bergerak sebagai satu pasukan besar dalam melawan ancaman perubahan iklim. Hanya dengan kerjasama secara kolektif, kita mampu mencipta perubahan yang sebenar. Saya juga menyokong penuh seandainya ada resolusi yang lahir daripada TKC Climate ini didokumentasikan dan dikongsi dengan pembuat dasar serta masyarakat di luar. Menjadi iltizam pihak kami untuk sering memperhalusi suara dan idea segar daripada anak-anak muda kita kerana merekalah pewaris bumi ini dan mereka berhak menentukan hala tuju dunia yang akan mereka warisi. Akhir kata, izinkan saya merakamkan setinggi-tinggi perhargaan kepada pihak penganjur khususnya Kolej Tunku Kurshiah dengan kerjasama erat dengan Malaysian National Commission for UNESCO, para hakim, fasilitator, guru pengiring, sukarelawan dan terutama sekali para peserta TKC Climate yang telah menjayakan program ini dengan penuh semangat. Anda semua telah membuktikan bahawa belia Malaysia bukan saja mampu menyertai wacana global, malah bersedia menjadi peneraju kepada masa depan dunia yang lebih hijau dan sejahtera. Marilah kita melangkah keluar dari dewan ini dengan tekad baru. Marilah kita bawa pulang semangat TKC Climate kepada sekolah, universiti, komuniti dan dalam kehidupan seharian. Mulakan dengan satu langkah kecil, teruskan dengan jiwa yang besar dan bersama-sama kita cipta gelombang perubahan yang akan menyelamatkan bumi ini. Izinkan saya share satu pantun yang kecil. Sebentar ya. Nanti saya cari. Okey. Mentari pagi cahaya gemilang, menyinari bumi penuh harapan. Belia bersatu hati sehaluan, menjadi peneraju hijau masa depan. Sekian, terima kasih.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada yang berbahagia Datin Seri Sunita Rajakumar atas perasmian penutupan itu tadi. Mohon sudi kiranya yang berbahagia Datin Seri untuk kekal berada di pentas untuk sesi penyampaian hadiah. Untuk itu dipersilakan tetamu-tetamu kehormat untuk bersama-sama yang berbahagia Datin Seri bagi menyempurnakan penyampaian sijil perhargaan dan hadiah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the prize-giving ceremony. First, we would like to start our appreciation to the Board of Dais. Please welcome the Chair and Co-Chair representing UNICEF, Shiradi Ashaima El Sahdia binti Shiradi Muhammad El Habib and Putri Farahana binti Omar Din. We would like to welcome Ahnaf Alqa Izmin Azwadi and Faiz Edrisha bin Izahar Shah as the chair and co-chair representing ASEAN. Following that, we are pleased to invite Nidal Usna binti Muhammad Nizam and Aisha Adriana serving as the head chair and co-chair representing WHO. Continuing with our acknowledgements, please welcome Nur Maizara Reyes binti Muhammad Azri Reyes and Alia Kiasatina binti Azrul serving as the chair and co-chair representing UNHRC.
Seterusnya dipersilakan Nafal bin Romizan dan Yumna Fatimah Anis Rahman sebagai head chair and co-chair mewakili UNEP. Seterusnya dipersilakan Haning Nur Syahira binti Muhammad Halis selaku head chair dan Azra Arisa binti Umar selaku co-chair mewakili UNESCO. Seterusnya dipersilakan Syakira binti Ahmad Iqbal sebagai head chair dan Aisyah Isyira binti Karul Rizwan sebagai co-chair mewakili UNGA. Seterusnya dipersilakan Nora Fiza Natasha binti Sarkam selaku IPC Chief Editor dan Amira Sofia binti Muhammad Azhar selaku IPC Co-Editor. Bagi meneruskan agenda, kami serahkan majlis kepada Ceradi Aisyah Al-Sahdia binti Ceradi Muhammad Al-Habib, Head Chair of UNICEF untuk mengumumkan keputusan pertandingan.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Iaitu yang berbahagia, Datin Sri Sunita Raja Kumar, Pengerusi Climate Governance Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen. We are from the UNICEF Councils, the United Nations Children's Funds. So this agency is dedicated in protecting the rights of every child. So in 3 days, we managed to discuss regarding the impact of climate change in developing nations. Without further ado, let us proceed with the first award. The first award is the best position paper. This delegate managed to get 1.1% of AI and follow the best formats of position paper. This award goes to the delegates of Afghanistan, Iqbal Hasif bin Abid from Malay College, Kuala Kangsar.
Moving on to our next award, verbal commendation. These delegates has consistently demonstrated strong engagement throughout the session. Their intervention were clear, relevant, and delivered with diplomacy, showing both preparation and respect for the committee's flow. The award goes to Pakistan, Fahri Noor bin Ridwan Noor from Sekolah Berasrama Penuh Integrasi Gombak. We proceed to the next award, honorable mention. This delegate has engaging actively in the both formal debate and informal discussion. They show strong collaboration skills, a willingness to compromise, and ability to represent the country's stance with consistency. This award goes to Democratic Republic of the Congo, Irdina Amani binti Ahmad Zurisman from Sekolah Menengah Sains Johor.
The next award is the most outstanding delegates. This delegate started off nervous during her first speech, but later become much more confident. This award goes to the delegates of Mozambique, Amna Muhammad Faisal from Intai College. The next award, the award everyone has been waiting for, the best delegate. This delegate show the qualities of a diplomat. This award goes to the delegates of India, Adrina Harisa binti Shahril from Tunku Kurshiah College.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Azra and this is my chair Hani. We're from UNESCO. So to all delegates, specifically UNESCO delegates, congratulations for persevering and giving your utmost effort in every council session. Each and every one of you have truly done your best. Now to the awards. First, the Best Position Paper Award. This award acknowledges the delegate who produced an exceptionally well-researched and well-structured paper. This delegate not only demonstrated a strong grasp of the issues and their country's stance, but also offered creative, persuasive solutions for the use of the council. This award goes to the delegate of China. With this, we would like to call upon Nur Hazika binti Muhammad Harul Izam from Tunku Kurshiah College. Next, we have the Verbal Commendation Award. This acknowledgement goes to the delegate who showed notable effort and skill in the entire committee. They also showed great improvement in contributing to discussions, providing solutions, and consistently represented their country with distinction. This award goes to the delegate of Brazil. We call upon Irdina binti Muhammad Helmi from IBDP TKC to receive her award.
All right, delegates. Now we move on to the next award, which is honorable mention. So this delegate has shown their compassion in every speeches, and they're consistent from the day one. And they also lead the councils, and they're very outspoken with very active participation. So the award of honorable mention goes to the delegate of Japan, Irfan Kezril Hakimi bin Abdul Halim from Intech College. Moving on to the next award, which is Most Outstanding Award. This delegate has been acknowledged as one of the smartest delegates in the council. This delegate has persisted and also got the highest mark in for diplomacy. So, the award of Most Outstanding Award goes to the delegate of Cuba, Su Wei Yi from Intech. And the last award of all delegates wanting in this council, which is Best Delegate. So, this delegate excel in all criteria, despite being the first timers and also never joined debate before. There are no single irrelevant speeches, and they excel in every criteria, such as presenting the draft resolution with other sponsors. So, the award of Best Delegate goes to the delegate of Jordan, Imran Yusuf bin Adi Rizwan from MCKK.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Shakira, the head chef for UNGA, and alongside me is my brilliant co-chair and your alumna, Aisha. So without further ado, we will both present the best position paper. The best position paper goes to the delegate who was able to present a paper that has clarity and good research skills. The best position paper goes to the delegate of Russia, Nur Kaisara binti Abdul Rahim from IBDP TKC. Congratulations, Russia. Next, we have the verbal commendation. This particular recognition is traditionally given to the delegate who is able to display critical thinking, especially at a time when the council is facing an impasse. The verbal commendation award goes to the delegate of United Kingdom, Muhammad Hamka bin Muhammad Hatta from Intech College.
The next award is the Honorable Mention Award. The recipient with this award might not have taken the floor the most, but they always came through at the right time with their inquisitive nature and strong sense of diplomacy. This award goes to the delegate of Canada, Nuha Alisha binti Shabani from IBDP TKC. The next award is the Most Outstanding Award. The delegate receiving this award, who may not have been the loudest in the room, but definitely made their mark when it mattered the most. This award goes to the delegate of Egypt, Nurul Iman Muhammad Amin Al-Husaini bin Nurul Rizwan from Sekolah Menengah Sains Raja Tun Azlan Shah.
Finally, what we have been waiting for, the best delegate. This delegate showed an outstanding leadership skills alongside an outstanding diplomatic manner. The best delegate award goes to the delegate of France, Mohammad Iman bin Esmail from MCKK. With that, we end our award ceremony for UNGA. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning, especially to all the delegates of the UNEP. So for the first award, we will go to the award for the best position paper. Near perfect format, good solutions and eloquent writing. The award of best position paper goes to the delegate of Fiji, Nurul Intan Karilana binti Karazam from IBDP Tunku Kurshiah College.
So the next award we'll be presenting is the verbal commendation. So from bringing countries together to fiercely defending his resolution from being voted against, he really showed us what negotiation looks like and how persuasion works. Verbal commendation for the delegate of United States of America, Nur Irfan Haris bin Samril from Sekolah Menengah Sains Alam Shah. The next award is the Honorable Mention. For Honorable Mention, this delegate didn't just sit back. She came forward, supported ideas with diplomacy, and made sure the Council noticed her. Honorable Mention goes to Delegate of Australia, Nur Arisa binti Nasruddin from Sekolah Menengah Sains Pokosana.
The delegate of the next award is the Most Outstanding Delegate Award. This delegate who received this award is the delegate of the United Kingdom, Arisa Nabil binti Azmi from Intact College. And then finally, the most awaited award, the Best Delegate Award. This delegate was eloquent in their speech and also diplomatic and compromising when principles are at stake. This delegate is the delegate of Iran, Hana Zulaika binti Sharul Bakri from Tunku Kurshiah College. That is all from UNEP. I hope that all delegates will join MBN in the future. Thank you.
Hello, we are the United Nations Human Rights Council. I'm Mia, your head chair, and this is Leah, your co-chair. For the best position paper, although this delegate weren't as active in the council as other delegations, they were actively working behind the scenes and had such a strong, concrete and comprehensive solutions in their paper, which actually align with the draft resolution, which we have passed. The chairs were really impressed with this particular position paper, and we would like to announce the delegate of India to receive this award, Muhammad Mikhail Irfan bin Muhammad Zailani from SM Science Johor.
UNHRC Most Outstanding Delegate. Moving on to our next award, Verbal Commendation. This delegation can be described as the Council Black Horse. While her early participation seems quiet and observant, she gradually built up her presence and strategy as the session went, and emerging as an influential voice confidently steering parts of the debate. The award goes to the People Republic of Bangladesh, Zara Sofrina binti Zaki from SM Science, Rembau.
Next, for the honorable mention, this delegate in particular was really active since day one in the council sessions, whether it's to add themselves to the JSL list or to ask for POI. During informal sessions, they were one of the delegates leading the discussion and actively working for the draft resolution. I actively advocated for this particular delegate as I felt that they should have won an award to acknowledge all their contribution and accomplishments throughout the council sessions leading up to the draft resolution. Please come up to the stage, delegation of Saudi Arabia, Dia Adilia binti Ahmad Faiz, College Tunku Kurshiah.
Next, UNHRC Most Outstanding Delegate. These delegates were very active during their speeches and never fails to diplomatically call other delegation in the council session to express their views to come to a resolution. And by positioning themselves as a reliable and constructive delegate, this delegate become one of the central figures that shape the council direction in driving meaningful outcomes from the debate. The award of the most outstanding delegate goes to the Italian Republic, Muhammad Akil Amra bin Sarul Hisham from SMK Puchong Utama 1.
Next, for the most awaited award, the Best Delegate Award. This delegate was consistent since day one. Most, if not all, their speeches were full of substance, concrete solutions, and overall felt like a real diplomat, and the chats were really impressed. Although there was some misunderstanding in between council sessions, they were able to emerge with confidence. This delegate was a major factor in producing a working paper and the sponsor of the draft resolution. Give it up for the delegation of Canada, Naufal Zahil bin Naufal, SM Science Johor. And with that, we end our award.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, since time does not permit us to go into detail, we will be announcing the awardees of WHO Council. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of China. Muhammad Saim Ashraf bin Muhammad Zahir from Intec.
Next up, we'll be announcing the awardee for the verbal commendation. The verbal commendation award goes to the delegate of Japan. Wait, what is it?
Aswin Sugumaran
from SM Science Tunku Munawir.
Now, Honorable Mention Award goes to the delegate of Malaysia, held by Alisha Iridina Asrarul Fikri from SMS Pokok Sena.
Up next is the Most Outstanding Delegate. The Most Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Canada, held by Lokman Al-Hakim bin Abdul Samad from SPBI Gombak.
Now, the most awaited award for WHO Council. The Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Sweden, held by Nuha Rumaisa binti Abdullah Aziz from TKC. Thank you so much from chairs of WHO, and congratulations to all awardees.
Hello, my name is Ahnaf Al-Khais. I'm the head chair for ASEAN.
Hello, my name is Faiz Erisha Abizasha, and I will be the co-chair for Asians. And without further ado, we will now announce the awardees for Asian Council. For the first award, Best Position Paper, goes to the delegates of Brunei. Nur Fakihah Humaira binti Samsudin, Sekolah Menengah Sains Seri Puteri.
For the next award, the Honorable Mention Award goes to the delegate of Thailand, Hadif Ehtisham bin Badrul Hisham from MCKK.
For the third award, Most Outstanding Award, goes to the delegations of Indonesia, Muhammad Audi Syahmi bin Muhammad Amin Syahrul, Sekolah Menengah Sains Alam Shah.
And last but not least, the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Laos, Arif Aiman bin Zahrilal from Intec.
Hello everyone, so we are from IPC and we will give award for IPC journalists. But we are not permitted to say anything, but I just want to say to all TKC's teachers, you have a very promising youth going forward. We have received 153 articles for 3 days and we have to mark all 153 articles for you guys. All right, so going forward to Best Agency Profile.
So the Best Agency Profile goes to the journalist for France 24, which is Putri Kalisa Zara binti Muhammad Hisham from Tunku Kurshiah College.
And then we will be moving forward with honorable mention. 3 words I want to say is that very, very good, which is from the journalist from the stars, Zara Amani binti Zainal Ashraf from TKC.
The next award would be the Most Outstanding Journalist, and this award goes to The Guardian, Ni Nuha binti Ni Amirul Faiz from Tunku Kurshiah College.
The last award from IPC, impactful, hard-hitting, very punchy article goes to, from Al Jazeera, Zara Ivana binti Nazwan from TKC. That's all from IPC. We're signing off. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be moving forward to the Best Group Delegation Award. Unlike individual awards, this recognition highlights the overall achievement of an institution.
The third place of Best Delegation Award goes to IBDP TKC.
Now,
The second place of Best Group Delegation Award goes to Intech Education Center.
Last but not least, the Best Group Delegation Award goes to College Tunku Kurshiah. Thank you to all. We're now moving on to MC.
Majlis merakamkan jutaan terima kasih kepada yang berbahagia Datin Sri atas kesudian menyampaikan hadiah kepada para pemenang sebentar tadi. Sebagai tanda penghargaan dan terima kasih, majlis mempersilakan Puan Hajah Fatihah binti Muhammad Pozi untuk menyampaikan cenderamata kepada yang berbahagia Datin Sri Sunita Raja Kumar sebagai tanda penghargaan. Terima kasih kepada yang berbahagia Datin Sri dan tetamu-tetamu kehormat atas kesudian menyempurnakan majlis pada hari ini.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the group photography session. All guests are kindly requested to remain seated as the official photographer will capture the moment from the stage. Perhatian kepada semua hadirin, anda digendaki untuk berkumpul ke tengah bagi sesi fotografi. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's ceremony. Congratulations once again to all winners, and thank you to everyone for making this event a success.
Bunga dedap di atas para, anak dusun pasang pelita. Kalau tersilap tutur bicara, jemari disusun, maaf dipinta. Mengumumkan tetamu kehormat meninggalkan majlis. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Perhatian kepada semua peserta, anda dikehendaki untuk kekal berada di dalam dewan dan mengambil tempat anda. Jadi perhatian kepada semua hadirin, seperti yang kalian semua tahu, semalam semua peserta telah terlibat dengan pertandingan video dokumentasi